Testing the video. Testing the video, yeah. Yeah. Testing the sound. Testing the video. We all go, go, go. Okay, hi. I'm in a brief lull while I wait for the final step of this week's raiding to be completed. So I'm dithering around doing random shit. Also, I've only very recently got around to looking at my channel comments. Not the video comments, the channel comments. It's very easy to forget those exist. Like for 6 months. And there I noticed the pirate ship's worth of comments that have been banished to the spam dimension because they contained request links. None of that shit had occurred to me. I am an idiot, folks. Behold an idiot. So, yeah, I have like a 6-month backlog of requests to get around to. Sorry about that. I wasn't ignoring you. I just didn't know you existed. But yeah, before I get around to all of that, I'll do something nice and short and easy and recent. A little bit of social justice satire. A very strange beast indeed. Let's have you.
Hey, Anita.
G'day, George with a J.
Get ready, because I'm about to debunk your videos once and for all.
He's debunking the debunkers. Look, most of them can't even wrap their heads around one layer of satire. This guy's trying for 2, so yeah, hold on. Stay inside this holy reality.
Let's start with this, Anita. We don't have a problem with violence against women in video games.
Now, the simple, straightforward counter-observation in response to that claim would be this.
Every time in a video game that you have to kill a woman, I can show you 10 times that you have to kill a male. That doesn't mean that we have a violence against men problem, does it?
Given that men are the complementary identity to women, that argument makes sense. If the complementary identity to women experiences more violence than women, then it is extremely misleading to say this indicates an issue of violence against women. But what you did, George with a J, was you took this perfectly cogent rebuttal and you cleverly replaced men with something else.
For every time in a video game that you have to kill a woman, I can show you 10 times that you have to kill a tentacled Nazi extra-dimensional alien mutant favours god from Mars. That doesn't mean that we have a violence against favours gods problem, does it? Boom! Debunked!
Our point is null, you see, because men might as well be tentacled Nazi extra-dimensional alien mutant favours gods from Mars. My dear brother, the flying spaghetti argument works against God because there is no measurable physical evidence for God. The argument does not work against men, George with a J. Unless you are proposing that men do not exist. That men do not matter as human beings in the way women do. And you're proposing this for the sake of satire, so that's fine, just as long as everyone's aware of what the premise of your satire is. And the premise of your satire is men don't exist. Men are flying spaghetti monsters. Men are tentacled Nazi extra-dimensional alien mutant favours gods from Mars. And the reason I had to use a finely trimmed clip of you saying male there is because I trolled through your entire video to find you did not use the word man at any point. And that, George with a J, is somewhere on a spectrum between very telling and, I guess, just a coincidence.
Watch this, Anita. You claim that women are underrepresented in video games.
Okay, so the first point is there's too much violence against women in video games. The second point is women are underrepresented in violent video games. The second point does not even require a debunking. It is refuted by the existence of the first point. See, no matter how much or how little representation there is in video games of violence against women, whether it's 0%, 50%, or 100%, every figure you could possibly give is problematic. Some people might well be listening to you thinking, I don't know who Anita Sarkeesian is, I only know 2 of the things she ever said, and they already contradict each other. She can create an impossible paradox in the space of 2 points. You, George with a J, have accidentally debunked Anita Sarkeesian while engaging in a LARPing attempt to debunk the debunkers. Most people would struggle to find words for your stupidity, but I'm good at this. You have the touch of an epic klutz, dear brother. You're an intellectual butterfingers. You're like King Midas in reverse. When you touch gold, the gold turns into you, into a squirming mass of human flesh, whispering, "Kill me! I was once precious."
Ever heard of a game called Bayonetta? Boom! It's a game where women carry out their power fantasies of stripping naked in order to shoot and stab and torture demons. What woman doesn't want to strip naked in order to torture demons? Boom!
Okay, I'm not a woman, but I'll go ahead and speak for anyone who's spent as many thousands of hours as me repeatedly playing every chapter of the Doom franchise, and many more thousands of hours building levels for it, designing actual torture chambers in which to torture demons. And yes, when you can't find any body armor, it does indeed add a certain thrill to the experience, as does it when you are building digital citadels in your underwear. Yes, George with a J. For some people, stripping naked and torturing demons is their idea of heaven. Because some people have a certain gene called Muro.
Hey, Anita. Anita!
Weird.
You say gender signifiers are harmful and unnecessary to portray women in video games. But then you, a completely alive person who is not a video game character, wear earrings and makeup. Boom! Debunked!
I'm kind of glad to have a window into this mindset. This is fascinating. This is what goes on in their heads. Doublethink isn't like a careful system of filters and pipelines. It's like hungry hippos. Just whatever the fuck you can grab. Yes, once again, the points refute each other. Gender signifiers exist in reality. Anita adorns herself with several, but she claims video game characters don't need them. They should be androgynous beige humanoids, because games don't have to reflect reality. Unless those games underrepresent women, or feature any violence against women, in which case they should be changed to reflect reality. I mean, whatever reality is dictated to us by the constant drumbeat of women are victims. In one breath, you will claim reality is the crux of your argument, and in the next breath you will claim reality is subjective and irrelevant. You don't care about reality, you only care about women. The only common factor in your philosophy, the only static object in this storm of cognitive pendula, is save the women. It's your version of praise Jesus. It's your version of Allahu Akbar. Save the women, save the princess. Even when she doesn't need saving. Even when she's safe and sound and in charge of the entire palace. Even when she's leading the charge against the unarmed infidels. Save the princess. There is no reason or rhyme or self-determination in your actions. There is only praise she. That's why you're not just vacuously unfunny. You're actively sad. You are a tragedy, George with a J. You're a tragedy with a J.
How about this, Anita? If your long-form feminist video game criticism is so well-researched and insightful, then why is it that I can debunk it in 5 seconds?
Excellent point. Let's time you, shall we?
Watch this, Anita. You claim that women are underrepresented in video games. You say gender signifiers are harmful and unnecessary to portray women in video games. Boom! 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 Mic drop! Not this mic, this expensive mic. It had a mic in it.
It's a pretty good joke, actually. Worthy of a boom. Alright, I'll stop.
Why do you need $150,000 to make your videos, Anita? How hard can long-form feminist video game criticism be?
Well, long-form criticism of feminism can be extremely time-consuming and often expensive. And yet people do it pro bono all the time. But you will find very few feminists who will lift an eyelash for less than a ridiculous fee, and that is indicative of as much as you are willing to investigate, dear brother, which I'm guessing is not a lot.
And what do you need those high production values for? It's not like your videos are hyper scrutinized or anything.
Yeah, because of the ideas being expressed. Joseph J. Are you saying she needs money because her ideas are shitty? Because I would agree. Needs, yes. Deserves, no.
I made this video with my laptop camera in my dorm room, and it looks fine.
And I can say things that make the slightest surreptitiously discarded earwax ball of sense. That is what I look for in a cultural commentator. Not fancy cameras, not green screens, not someone else doing all the editing and animating for you. I look for ideas that make sense. Ideas that do not make a mockery of reality. Ideas that don't sneak up to reality when it's asleep, draw cocks all over its face, and then wake it up with a loud fart. It's a different kind of production value. It's called intellectual rigor.
And hey, why don't you allow internet comments on your videos? I thought you were trying to inspire a reasonable and informed discussion.
I cannot detect any satire here, and I'm a fucking black belt. You outlined the hypocrisy, and then you completely neglected to justify it. All you're doing here is reiterating the debunking. You are helping us to refute Anita Sarkeesian. So, yeah, let's have another quick boom.
Boo! 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 Boo!
Don't ask me how I managed to eventually stumble on that, but hey, everyone now thinks you're a motorbike. That's what objectification is actually like. Feel the burn! That too deserves a boom.
Boo! You know what, Anita? Before you showed up, everything was fine. I'm a straight white male, and I've never felt marginalized by any video game.
Hashtag not your shield. Hashtag not your sword either.
Why have you got to make all this fuss, Anita? Did Abraham Lincoln have to make a big fuss to free the slaves? No. But he did anyway. What am I saying?
You're saying women are slaves. George with a J. You're saying women are governmentally forced to work and give their earnings to men. And that's the opposite of reality, isn't it?
Anita, you hate it when video games show sexualized characters, but how is that sexist? You can't even see her panty.
But you can see her thighs, therefore it is sexist. I mean, you can see her skin anywhere except around the hands and facial area, therefore it's sexist. You know what you're asking for, don't you? You're basically asking for Sharia law in games. You're an interesting chap, Jaws with a J.
I might not be an expert feminist with degrees in communication and social thought.
Communication degrees are not worth the paper or ink used to print them, even if it is toilet paper and shit. I didn't know social thought degrees existed. Is it like philosophy, but without any thought for individuality? It's like, if you can't be a doctor, just tear out the page on teeth and become a dentist. And if you can't even be a philosophy student, just tear out the page on social thought and become a professional, hypocritical bully.
Hey, I like women! What's wrong with that? What's wrong with liking to see oversized jiggling breasts in a game about killing zombies with chainsaws? And why shouldn't straight guys be able to enjoy sexualized female bodies in all the big budget AAA games? We're men. We like naked chicks. And damn it, we have a right to see them everywhere we look.
Someone likes women's breasts, and so they draw pictures of women with breasts. Do you have a problem with that? Again, you're not explaining why you think it's a problem in any salient way. You're just going, men like women, so they draw women. What's that about? Men like Muhammad, so they draw Muhammad. Let's put a stop to this. What's the worst that can happen after all? Yeah, we keep coming back to this. You people are exactly like Muslims. That's why you both get so much criticism. Because you're both highly populated by fundamentalist loons. And it's why you like each other so much. Because the principles you claim to stand for are nothing. The only principle you truly stand for is victim ideology. It's authority by way of identity. The ability to have people do what you say without criticism. Regardless of what the zeitgeist happens to be. So all of you, the Muslims, the Catholics, and the so-called progressives, and it's amusing that you can be a match for the two most ancient, massive, and regressive groups on the planet and still call yourselves progressives. You will, all three of you, put your fundamentally incompatible differences aside and work together to create a world in which you get to morally bully people for a randomly generated stream of reasons, on and round forever. And you do it with a smile on your face and your conscience intact. That's what gets me. That's what really makes my sinuses bleed shit. You could say all this crap and then sleep at night. You just nod right off. Men are bad and women are weak. Women and men shouldn't enjoy each other's bodies. Human bodies are evil and I am totally not. So I'm going to let you play yourself out by, once again, tripping hilariously over yourself like you're a drunk, six-legged, fainting goat.
It is not a crime to be male. Not a crime.
You think you're joking, but do you really know who you're talking to?
So Anita, yes, I know you're not going to watch this video because it's complete trash. Boo! But I'm still going to call you by your first name. I love you, Anita. Like I know you because my subscribers love it.
If that was a jab at the likes of me, and it probably was, since I have subscribers, I have called her Ms. Sarkeesian before, and that's probably misogyny too. You will actually take this all the way, won't you? All the way to you may not speak the name of the Holy One. So we're all the way to Jehovah now. And need anyone forget that in order to say, don't say Jehovah, you must say Jehovah.
My arguments don't have to hold water, or even directly respond to your videos.
So, responding directly is wrong, and not responding directly is also wrong. This has been a hell of an amusement park here, George with a J. But I'm glad it's nearly over because I'm feeling quite sick from all the sewage fumes. You shouldn't have built this thing in your ass.
Because I'm an entertainer who's paid for views, not grounded logic or insightful criticism.
In the description of your video, you claim this satire is in response to people like Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot is a fucking research scientist, bitch. Grounded logic and insightful criticism are the central axis of his fucking wheelhouse. And you still won't listen to him. I'm a postman by day and a fucking rock star by night. And that still doesn't give me any of the necessary insight or grounding. I mean, can I be awfully rude and ask what your job description is? And did you need a degree in social learning to get it? And pray tell, what is Anita's job description? She's not a scientist, she's not an artist, she's not even a grunt worker. What she does is artless, unscientific, and lazy. I don't know the word for that. And I don't even think it even needs one. But what you do is hang from that nameless, faceless whale carcass and call it your master. I don't know what your master is called, but you are called a minion, George with a J. You have sacrificed your intelligence and relinquished it to one of the most capriciously cruel and ignorant humans this century will remember. Stop taking advice from charlatans and start taking your own advice.
So just quit YouTube before you embarrass yourself. I love you, Anita. 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 I love you, Anita.
So just quit YouTube before you embarrass yourself.